Hello! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read of this channel, my channel is James13 Wicca, so on YouTube that's what it should be. I think it's the same thing on Instagram, just to be fair. For this installment, I'm using for the Tarot Astro Matrix. There's the box, and I know that there's a website on here. It's on the back. astromatrix.org. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and the website's at the bottom. I believe it's hayhouse.com. hayhouse.com, yeah. And I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice to choose for the minor arcana, Ace through King, 14 being the King, I want to say. I'm going to say. And then a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Those came from, they were a gift, from mathartfun.com. So I think you can get all those different types of dice there. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Alright, I think we're set. Alright, so if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And now, on to your reading. Hello Aries, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? This is very... I feel like I'm being, like, you know, take that. I'm having one of those, like, that's right. We have to throw them all out there, apparently. Okay, that's fine. That's an interesting card for you. Okay. Definitely dealing with some type of social group situation. So it's likely that this is a work situation. Doesn't have to be. Could be family, friends, some type of social group going on here. A group that I feel like you feel like you're stuck with. Could easily be family or work. I feel like work just hits very easily with this. Kind of like I feel like this happens to Aries a lot. Like, you wouldn't tolerate these people in your everyday life, but you're like, I need paycheck, and I gotta work with this energy, so here we go. Because I feel like I have to be careful what I say. I do feel like I have to be careful what I say, and I also feel like I disconnect a lot. I do feel like I disconnect a lot because if I don't pay attention too closely, it doesn't bother me as bad. I do what I have to do, I handle my responsibilities, and other people are their own problem. Is that working? Is that working? Queen of Cups, half in, half out, and your card, the Emperor. Other people are their own problems. People are their own problems. Like, you know, if that's how they're going to live, if that's how they're going to handle things, then that's on them what they get. I don't mean that to sound harsh, but I do feel like that's how I feel about it. Kind of like, you know, if they're going to screw around and get stupid results, that's not my fault. Why am I going to feel bad about it? They're doing what they're doing. It's on them. It's not for me to worry about, and I'm not going to pick it up, that's for sure. I'm not cleaning up their mess. They don't like their issues. They need to fix their own. That's how that goes. You're very busy staying centered on what you have control of, what you're responsible for. I feel like I'm not getting involved in other people's issues because there's too much ridiculousness here. And some people, I don't really know how bad it really is, or if it's not as bad as it seems, but I'm kind of like, that's a luxury that makes it so I can deal with it. If I don't really know, I could just play the, like, you know, maybe it's not that bad, and it's not my business anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. I can have I can believe that it's better than it looks. Maybe. Maybe. This has been a successful plan for you for a while. Okay. You want more from this situation, though. And there's a possibility for more for you here. You do want more. That Six of Swords is, or no, there's Six of Swords here and there's Six of Wands here. The Six of Swords is telling me I'm staying out of things that I don't feel like I need to be involved with because it just makes life easier for me. The Six of Wands is like, I do want more success here, and it is here for you. To get it, though, you got to get a little bit more dirty with the situation, and it's kind of like, I can. I feel like I keep evaluating, is this success worth it? Because some of these people are going to drive me cuckoo. Is this worth it for me? That's what I keep looking at. Now, what's coming forward for you is a good question. Seven of Swords and the Moon card. Is that somebody else? I feel like that's somebody else because the way it hit down here too. I don't think that's you because I feel like you might not get involved with something, but you're kind of aware of what's there, and you're actively choosing not to. Seven of Swords is more of like a thief card, kind of like, I should be handling that, but I'm not going to. I don't really feel that for you. I feel like that's something going on around you, and you're gonna pick up on it quick. It's gonna happen. Somebody is like, it's not like they're dropping the ball. It's kind of like, somebody said that they were gonna bake a cake, and then it turns out they're missing half the ingredients, so they're like, oh, okay, never mind. Instead of going to find the rest of the ingredients, instead of fixing the situation and making the cake that they said they were going to do, they're just kind of like, well, I don't have enough ingredients, so I'm just going to go do something else. Meanwhile, the person expecting that cake, say it was a birthday cake, they're just SOL, I guess. You're seeing this happen. And say if this was a business situation, you're like, that cake was supposed to be made, that's for somebody's birthday. That's going to be money lost and reputation damaged. So it's kind of like, this is your moment to go, all right, I can easily get the rest of those ingredients. I know where to get them. It's not that big a deal. I know how to take care of it. I know how to get it compensated for that. I know how to do that. And I can make that cake. It saves reputation for the company, and, people get what they wanted. We keep the business and we keep our reputation if I do this. I can do this. Do I want to do this? You got two choices when this comes up, because you're going to see, that's an analogy, obviously. But like, somebody's just like, they're just skipping out on their responsibilities. They're just like, oh, I can't do it, so they're skipping out. And you're like, I can save the day here, but like, if I do, why am I doing that? The thing is to not let it just go by. Kind of like, somebody they skipped out on their responsibilities and I picked up the slack. That's not the way to do it. What they're saying to do is to own that situation and make it yours. Okay. So, you got Grace coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. So I think that's funny that they're making sure I see this, kind of like, because Aries is very strong. In my mind, Aries is no BS. It is what it is. Bam, that's what it is. I like it. I get along with it. I think it's fine. But, they're also reminding me, you definitely, when you want to, can clearly have tact, and you can say things very nicely. You just got to be on point and be aware of what you're saying. You can easily do it. It's not hard for you to do. It's about wanting to do it. It's not about difficulty to do it. It's about, okay, I'll do it. It's more like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So like, somebody skips out on the cake. They don't make it. You pick up the slack and you make the cake. The point is, at this point, is to like make sure people know, oh yeah, something went on. I don't know what happened with them, but they couldn't do it. So I took care of it. I'd like to do it from now on. In fact, I'd like to coordinate all this stuff. I have ideas to where I can make sure that everything is there for the cakes and make sure that things are there on time. And then I could not only make sure that stuff is there when it's supposed to be, I could also be the backup for this. I'm willing to do that as long as people recognize that I'm doing it. In fact, maybe you could give me the role of coordinator for the bakery, because I can make sure supplies are available and the people who are supposed to do it get it done. And also not only do that part, but like I could also, if the person isn't there, I could also do it myself as long as I'm compensated for it. You know how to talk nicely when you need to. I know you do. I know that. I'm not surprised that Aries can do that. I'm not. But I also feel like it's the same kind of like, oh God, I guess I will. Kind of like, all right, yeah, I can do it, but I don't want to do it. I feel like it's more that energy, like, yeah, I can. I can. This is about long-term success for you. You're playing the long game here. So keeping that in mind, I know I just said put out that offer. That offer probably won't be picked up right off the bat. Put that out there. If they deny it, play the long game. Keep your eye open. And when this happens again, and it will happen again, it's the long game. If you don't want to do it, don't do it, clearly. But to get what you want out of the situation, that long-term success, pick up the pieces again and then bring forward your offer again and remind people, hey, good thing I was here. Good thing I was paying attention. Good thing Aries was paying attention. I pulled it together. I saved the business. I saved the reputation. I did it again. I really think, if you gave me that coordinator position and you compensated me for it, not only would I make sure things were there, but I would also make sure it got done if the right person wasn't there, because I can do both. I can coordinate and I can make sure, but you got to compensate me for it. I'll do it if you compensate me for it. You're lucky I was there this time. I hope I'm there next time this happens, because it seems like it's a pattern. I won't be here every time. I mean, if it was my job, I'd make sure I was there, but it's not my job to do that, so I hope I am. It's going to take them a while to really grab onto your offer. You're playing the long game. So whatever this is, you want more success here. We touched on that in the beginning. You definitely want more success. This is how you inch your way into it. It's the long game. Do you have to do this? Clearly not. This is if this reading is hitting, this is how you make it happen. Keep inching your way in. You have some aces up your sleeve that they don't know about anyway. Be a little bit more proactive every now and then. Remind people, hey, we have this big party coming up. I think it's somebody's anniversary. We're supposed to have 5 cakes. I only see things in there. I only see supplies being ordered enough for 3. Did they cancel the 2 cakes? Did they cancel 2 of those cakes? It's an analogy. Start keeping an eye on things, especially when certain people just kind of skip out on their responsibilities. Kind of like, oh, I don't see enough there. It's the long game. Because I feel like what would have happened if you didn't say something is they would have taken the batter that was enough for 3 cakes and just divided it by 5 and just made it look like it was 5 cakes. Meanwhile, it was technically 3, if you follow me. Kind of like there's technically 5 cakes there, but with enough for 3 batter for 3 cakes. You know what I'm saying. So you know what I mean? By you keeping on top of it, those 5 cakes get done exactly the way they were supposed to, not half-assed. So keep that in mind. Integrity. Integrity is a big thing here. I thought I saw the card integrity. Maybe not. I keep thinking integrity. You're also bringing integrity to the situation. That's a big thing for Aries. Aries stands behind what they do. They mean what they do. They are very on the level. That's another thing. You're not looking to screw people out of what they paid for. It's a long game. It's a long game, and I feel like there's going to be a point where using that carefully, be careful how you say things. Be careful. Justice will come to your aid. Just be careful how you say things. You want people to like you. You want people to like you to move forward. I mean, I know. It doesn't mean you have to lie about anything. Obviously not. But, if you're feeling like, I don't have the patience for the BS, say what you need to say nicely and then get out of there. Then just get out of there, Just go. Things are going to seem more random, but the situation is going to be like they want to stabilize it. They're going to start to see how random the situation is. You're offering stability where they need it. It's a long game. It will come forward. It may be a point where they feel like they're completely out of luck, and they're like, they might actually, for example, we're going to use that cake business. You're not going to be able to catch them all the way things are going, and their business is going to start hurting. Their reputation is going to start hurting. They're going to want to bring that reputation back. They're going to want to bring that business back. It may be that they have to get there before they start looking for the answers, and that's the long game. You're going to be like, I can help you get that stability back. I can help you get your reputation back. It didn't have to be like this, but remember, I can coordinate this and not only make sure that the supplies are there. If the person that's supposed to do it isn't there, I can also do that part too. You just got to compensate me for it. You always want to put that at the end. Compensate me for it. It's the long game. This is the long game. So whatever this is, again, in the very beginning we said you want more success in this situation. They're just showing you a road to do it. If you're looking at this reading and you're like, well, it fits, but I don't want to do that, then you don't want to do that. That's cool. They're just giving you a version or a way to do it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.